Hello people, I'm the Comic Book Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about the Marvel vs. DC fan war that's been brewing as of late. It's because this is the year that DC shows us more of their cinematic universe with Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and Marvel's got some big movies, so now the fans have stuff to talk about because, before when all they had was Man of Steel, Marvel fans tried to trash them, but you couldn't really do it too well because, it's only one movie, but now you got more movies and stuff. And so, yeah, for me personally, I'm not talking about movies, but I'm talking about companies overall. I do lean DC. I talked about this in my Marvel vs. DC episode of my podcast because Superman, Deathstroke, Jonah Hex, just guys that are like in my top 5, majority of them are DC. I just prefer those characters, and to me, DC overall has the better graphic novels. But as far as everything else, it all depends. I'm generally pretty objective because I really disliked Batman v Superman. A lot of DC fans did not like that. And I loved Daredevil Season 2 and Deadpool, so it's just like, I'm a Marvel fanboy, but then I'm not because I don't like a lot of other Marvel movies. I did not like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really weird with how it all works. So, the reason everything's going really bad right now is because of the reviews for the DC movies, mainly, at least this is what I think, is because the DC fans are incredibly hostile right now. And that's because you have so many people that do not like, and when I mean DC fans, I mean the DCEU fanboys, the ones that just love the movie so much, and whenever a picture's released, they're like, see, this movie's amazing, you gotta admit, it's like, it's just a picture, calm down. I got so many people saying that when a picture of Wonder Woman was released for Batman v Superman before the movie even came out. They're like, see, it's perfect. Admit the movie's amazing. It's like, the movie's not out yet. And you just have people like that. I'm not talking about the overall DC fans. I'm talking about people like that are ridiculous about it. And I have an entire Twitter page that it's just dedicated to putting up DC propaganda. And it's just ridiculous because they feel the need to defend it at every turn. Even someone they don't follow on Twitter or something like that, they'll be searching it up, like Batman v Superman, be like, oh, that person's hating on it. I gotta prove them wrong, tell them why their opinion sucks and they're an idiot and why Batman v Superman's amazing. To where Marvel fans don't do that because of the fact that they know the Marvel movies are good because everything tells them that. The box office numbers tells them that. The critics tell them that. They like the movies. So it's a win-win-win all around for Marvel fans. So of course they're not going to be going around and circling up and be like, oh, who's hating on Civil War? Oh, they don't need to do that because someone's like, hey, Civil War sucks. They'll be like, hey, look at the score on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's what they can do. Where DC fans gotta defend it at every turn. At least that's the way they feel. To me, if you have an opinion, be confident about it. You don't have to go around and be like slapping people in the face and be like, you're an idiot because your opinion's different than mine. Just go state your opinion. You don't need to go up to other people and be like shoving it in their face. At least that's how I feel about it. And again, I feel like as far as movies go, Marvel's got more good movies, but DC's kind of got the cream of the crop, as in the fact that, in my top 10, there would be more Marvel movies, but the top 2 are DC movies, like Man of Steel and Dark Knight, but the majority of that would be Marvel movies, if that makes any sense. The few DC movies that they have, a lot of them are really good, but Batman v Superman was just not a good movie. But that being said, I had more fun watching the warehouse scene in Batman v Superman than I did watching the entirety of Guardians of the Galaxy, so yeah, that's how I feel. Now, of course, there are Marvel fans that are freaking out about things. Like, they see Suicide Squad, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. No, it's not. Suicide Squad is nothing like Guardians of the Galaxy. Just because it's more of a fun, lighter DC movie with jokes doesn't mean it's DC's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a group, it's a team-up movie that's cracking jokes. That's not Guardians of the Galaxy. Tons of movies have done that before. Guardians didn't invent that. There's nothing like that, and I think it's stupid when people try to compare that. Guardians of the Galaxy stole a lot of its stuff from Star Wars, so you can't be going around. That's like Deadpool telling someone they copied him. And it's like, Deadpool, you were copied from... Well, actually, Rob Liefeld tries to do that. He says that Red Hood copied Deadpool when Deadpool was a copy of Deathstroke. So it's stupid. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. But yeah, there are haters on both sides that are just completely idiotic and irrational, but I do see more on the DC side because, again, they're more hostile because hardly anyone is there to back them up on the fact that their movie is good. They have nowhere else to point to. They just have their opinion, and that is fine. I don't like Batman v Superman, but if you like it, that's great, but you don't have to go around and shove it in other people's faces. I'm just hoping that we can come to the conclusions that fans realize they can like both. They can be objective about both of them. It's just like, hey, just because you're a diehard DC fan doesn't mean you have to like every single DC movie that puts out, even the garbage ones. You don't have to be like, well, it was pretty good. No, you can say it's bad, and that doesn't mean, oh, you're betraying DC or you're not a DC fan. Oh, shame on you. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means you didn't like the movie. And then same goes for Marvel. If you don't like Civil War, well, then you don't have to be afraid to say it, just because the majority of the people love Civil War, and you won't be betraying Marvel if you're like, hey, yeah, I didn't like Civil War. That's just your opinion, and that's great. That's fine. It's good to have an opinion. At least that's what I think. Unless it's about The Force Awakens, then don't share that opinion. People don't like that. Anyways, got a little off topic here, but the reason I want to talk about this is because I see it happening with like Batman, Superman fans all the time. Myself being a Superman fan, and I love Batman as well, but of course Superman's my number one. Is I see people all the time that feel like, hey, I'm a huge Batman fan, so I can't like Superman. Superman sucks. He's boring. He's overpowered. Batman's awesome. He's human. He's relatable. His parents die. I can get behind that. And they just feel the need to be like, I can't like both. I can't, even though they're under the same banner. It's like, I can't like both. It's impossible. I have to like one over the other. And that's the way people are with Marvel and DC. And it's kind of sickening and retarded. It's like, you love this one thing. Imagine if you had two of it. That's what it is with Marvel and DC. You could love both and you have double the fun. You have more movies to go see, more movies to love, and I don't get it. You love going to see Marvel movies, but then you're like, nah, I'm not going to go see DC movies. It's like, it's more of the same thing, just it's got differences to it. It's more comic book heroes. That's awesome. Why wouldn't you want more of a great thing? Go see it. And that's, yeah, the reason I'm mainly talking about movies and not comics or anything else is because that's what the majority of these people are seeing. A lot of these people don't really care about the comics too much and are just going to see the movies, and they're like, this movie's awesome and that movie sucks. So yeah, overall, I'm just saying, be objective about it. You can like both. You can be like, hey, I don't like this character, or hey, I don't like this story, and just stick to it. You won't be betraying who you like. You won't be like, oh no, I said I didn't like Batman Superman, so I'm not a true DC fan. What will I do? You know, you're still a DC fan. You just were objective about something. You had an opinion. You didn't like it. That's good. That's letting a company know, hey, you need to change something up so that way more people will like it. But yeah, please let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this whole DC versus Marvel controversy that's been going on as of late. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.